in bonuses. You don't have to be actually a great mathematician to work out how awful that is, do you? Now, President-elect Obama has been named Man of the Year. In fact, he has been on the cover of Time magazine 15 times in the last 2 years. I wonder if that might just have some tiny little thing to do with helping him to get elected. But then, you know, Adolf Hitler and Stalin were also Men of the Year, of course for different reasons. There were 4 runners-up titles mentioned this year, as well as 17 people who mattered. These included US Secretary of the Treasury Henry Paulson, French and current EU President Nicolas Sarkozy, Republican Vice Presidential candidate and Alaskan Governor Sarah Palin. Okay. I wonder if this Paulson is the same Paulson who was paid from Paulson and Company $3.7 billion last year as a hedge fund manager. Soros $2.9 billion. Jim Simmons, Renaissance Technologies $2.9 billion. Philip Falcon $1.7 billion. You see, you're suffering. You're living in hell, not these people. You're afraid to go out at night, aren't you? Many people dare not go out at night. You shut your doors and that's it. Well, the abortion figures for this year, 200,000 in the UK, and probably 10 times that in the United States. Well, let me give you some comments here now. In searching for a new enemy to unite us, we came up with the idea that pollution, the threat of global warming, water shortages, famine, and the like would fit the bill. Aurelio Peccei, founder of the Club of Rome, quoted in the First Global Revolution, 1991. So the hell that you are living in has been engineered. See it? In searching for a new enemy to unite us, we came up with the idea that pollution, the threat of global warming, water shortages, famine, and the like would fit the bill. That was the guy who founded the Club of Rome. Then we have the men the American people admire most extravagantly are the greatest liars. The men they detest most violently are those who try to tell them the truth. H.L. Mencken, with a big cigar in his mouth. The most dangerous man to any government is the man who is able to think things out for himself. Almost inevitably, he comes to the conclusion that the government he lives under is dishonest, insane, and intolerable. The same H.L. Mencken, the American writer who lived from 1880 to 1956. So you see what I'm showing you? That the hell that you are living in now is been organized, because it says Satan is the god of this world, and he is orchestrating your hell. Albert Einstein said, you cannot solve problems with the same level of consciousness that created them. And Martin Luther King, this is my final quote, cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right? And there comes a time when one must take a position that it is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but one must take it because it is right. Wouldn't it be a great help if our political and church leaders were aware of that? So I've given you a little picture, a little cameo of the world. You've known most of it. Now in Exodus chapter 20 and verse 13 it says, "Thou shalt not kill." Well, I'm going to show you what's going on further. I should probably, before I do that, I should say Britain is now officially the drugs capital of Europe, as more youngsters use cocaine, ecstasy and amphetamines. I need to get that little one in. And family doctors make 600 mistakes a day, mainly in diagnosis and treatment. And I still definitely have to get this one in. Sorry, we got to just wait a minute here. We've got a guy here who was in charge of the SAT exam results, counting them up and the rest of it. He had a pay deal of £328,000 a year, including a £50,000 a year rent allowance, plus a contract for membership in a unique Sydney yachting club. We have had a disaster with a young child called Baby P, who was brutalized and killed. The woman who was running that section of the council, the government in that area, was earning £100,000, and she's left with a pension fund thought to be 1.5 million. However, her replacement has been taken on at twice her wage, which is £200,000 a year. All very modest sums. I just had to get it in before I reach down to this, "Thou shalt not kill." Now, I want to deal with, I mentioned abortion. Well, the Bible tells us that our land is full of blood, and that is one of the reasons. We've got stabbings all over Britain now, shootings by young people and all the rest of it. But now we have entered an era of murder at a distance. Now, with great difficulty I got these photos. This is from a video that I came across last night. You might be able to see that. That's a woman, an Israeli operator there, who is in front of a console just like a PlayStation with a joystick, and she is able to see people at a distance. You might be just about able to see that, over a mile away. And from her console she can activate that gun turret, and from kilometers away she can eliminate anybody she wishes, and nobody knows or can do anything about it. The Americans are flying these unmanned aircraft. Israel is producing them. She's also supplying them to Russia, and Iran has just said she has produced her own, and almost every country now has got unmanned aircraft flying all over the place. They're small, very hard to see, but many of them are armed. There's a camera in the front of the aircraft, and they're armed with different kinds of missiles and explosives, and they can kill people very, very easily. Three clicks of a button is what the Israeli thing said. 3 clicks, and that eliminates a family.